King Charles, where are you? Your people are shouting, crying, begging for help, and yet you stand silent while this country is torn apart. What good is a crown if it doesn't defend the nation? What good is a king if he will not stand with his people? This land is not theirs to destroy. It belongs to the people, the workers, the mothers, the fathers, the veterans, the builders, the farmers. We carried this island through wars, through hardship, through centuries of struggle, and we will not watch it be handed away by weak men in suits. Your duty is not to them, Charles. It is to us, to Britain, to the very soul of this nation. If you will not rise, if you will not speak, then you will show the people that the crown has become nothing but decoration. So hear us now. Your people demand action. We demand a king who protects his country. Britain is calling, Charles. Answer, or history will remember your silence.
Well, greetings, people. Whether you're watching this in the morning, afternoon, or evening, greetings. This is a really, really sad and angry situation that we find ourselves in. Before I talk about Henry, I just want to make sure that I send so much love and condolences to Leslie, a subscriber to this channel, who unfortunately lost his beautiful daughter on Sunday. I'm really, really, really sorry, Leslie. Unfortunately, I know how it feels to lose a child, and it's a pain that you'll never get over, and you won't want to either. So, love to you. And unfortunately, we're going to be talking about another child that's been lost, and that's Henry Nowak. Stating the obvious, everyone is aware of, I mean, how could you not be, of what has happened. So I know there's videos going around of the body cam footage from the police. To be completely honest, I switched it on to watch it, and I switched it off. So I've not seen it because it was yesterday, and genuinely the whole day, my wife kept saying, "What's wrong?" I said, "You know what? So this is really, really heavy. This video is not about inciting anything. It's about, though, being okay with saying enough is enough, because it really is enough. What happened to that kid? Like the pain, the anguish, the parents, the family, the nation. The nation is going through at the minute. It's horrific. And I am going to compare it to something that happened with another human being, because that sort of thing should never happen to any human being. Let's have it right. Was the George Floyd situation. Now, when that happened to that man, who's the only difference between him and Henry, other than years visually, was colour. George is black, Henry's white. Pretty much the whole world stood up, started stamping their feet, and Black Lives Matter movement, you know, and rightly so. People stood up and said, "This is wrong. This is wrong." Now, when it happens to a young, innocent, white English kid, 18 years old. He's a kid, he's a boy, he's a little boy. Beautiful, good looking, wonderful, well-bred, good familied, good example of an English family. Young lad representing what is all great about Great Britain. When it happens to him, the difference in reaction is probably one of the saddest parts of all, is the fact that, and don't get me wrong, I've watched loads of videos now of the South. Shout out to every single person that's made videos about it, every single person, and there are thousands that have gone out marching. I saw the Southampton protest outside Southampton, and they marched down to Portsmouth. Shout out to Tommy Robinson, Nick, is it Cantoni? I always get his name wrong, and everyone else that has stood up and said just how angry they are over the situation that has occurred, because it's a travesty. And for me, title of this video, I was trying to go through a few to try and capture how I feel Henry's life, not knowing him at all, is actually going to live on. Because although he's only 18 years old, his legacy is now that he is going to be the change. And I really do hope that we can stand up, not in violence, because the thing is, if people get violent, don't get me wrong, it's totally understandable why people would get violent. If people get violent, we're going to play into the hands of these sick people that have all played a part in taking this young kid's life, because our government is to blame, our police system is to blame. We are rotten, as not us the people, but as a societal, systemic, cancerous setup, we're rotten, and we are targeting our own. That young white lad got stabbed by a Sikh young man himself. Now, for the record, I've actually worked with lots of Sikh. When I worked with the British Army, there's a massive contingent of Sikhs that work in our armed forces that protect our country. And honestly, they are wonderful people. So this scumbag, just because he is Sikh, bears no representation on the Sikh community. They are good people. They genuinely are. And unfortunately, there is bad in every culture. So again, this isn't about the color to blame elsewhere. It's about recognizing that our color is under attack, is being persecuted. There is a two-tier system where and I watched Tommy Robinson talk about this, so I had to look myself in regards to the Hampshire police training manuals, or whatever you want to call it, modules. It's actually designed in such a way where the police are being trained to be anti-white, to be anti-white, to be anti the people of our land, of Great Britain, of England, of Scotland, of Ireland, of Wales. They are trained to see us as guilty. Now, in this particular case, I'm sure you've all seen this. The kid, he got stabbed 5 times. He's on the floor, bleeding, pleading just for his life, just wants to be heard. Like, I can't breathe. I've been stabbed. And you can hear these officers that are with this young man that are telling him he's lying. And meanwhile, the perpetrator, this absolute scumbag, is not only not handcuffed, even after finding the stab wounds, but he's being allowed to go freely around to even pick what food he's to eat, whilst the young white lad that will never get to eat his mum's cooking, his auntie's cooking, his grandparents' cooking, eating with his mates. whilst the guy is dying on the floor, the guy that stabbed him is being shown a level of respect and kindness, whilst the innocent victim is laying there bleeding out. What upsets me is because his family will live with that image for the rest of their days. That video, which has already gone viral, will be etched in their memory forever, to their last breath. Watching their son, their brother, their grandson, their nephew, their friend take his last breath in front of the world. There has to be a change. Things have got to change. It just can't go on the way it has been going on. It's time that what's it going to take for us to unite? And get behind each other. Get behind Henry, but get behind each other. How many more young, innocent lives have got to be ruined? The hundreds, literally hundreds of thousands of white English girls had their insides ripped out. Literally, their souls destroyed. And their families. And our government just let it happen. How many more Henrys, Lee Rigby's? It's unreal. What's it going to take? Well, I hope it's Henry. I hope it's Henry what it's going to take for us to come together and for us to make the change. Because we've not only got the numbers, we got good on our side. I say it all the time, we're good people. We're good people. We don't deserve this to be happening. Henry didn't deserve that to be happening. Sorry, people. Cried enough over this over the last day. I was hoping not to. Just when I spoke about, like I said, it was just the thought of that scumbag being able to choose food, and then it dawned on me, like I said, Henry would never get to experience that wonderful joy of eating, breaking bread with his family, getting his mum's cooking, his dad's cooking, his family's cooking, his nan's cooking, his grand. It's just these little things that you take for granted. And how he had everything. He had his first loves taken away from him, his heartbreaks that he was going to go through taken away from him, his marriage, his career, his life, all the things that he deserved got robbed from him because of hate. And to think that this scumbag and his scummy family contacted the police and said that they was a victim of hate crime, of racism. And his dad, how classy his dad was. He gave that speech. So yeah, I feel that if we can utilize, not with hatred, I get why people are feeling like anger. Yeah, I get it, 100%. But not with violence, because these wankers that are in charge are already turning the narrative towards this being another excuse to go at white people. To say it's not acceptable, the response, it is acceptable. What's not acceptable is a young white English kid being stabbed because he's white, basically. And then white men forcing him onto the floor, handcuffing him, whilst he's letting them know, I've been attacked, I'm a victim, I've been stabbed, I can't breathe. Until he dies, he passes, he takes his last breath. That's not acceptable. So I wanted to read this poem, and I'll try and get through this. It's called I Can't Breathe. I can't breathe. 3 simple words. 3 words no parent should ever hear. 3 words that now echo through streets, through homes, through schools, through hearts. I can't breathe. An 18-year-old boy, a son, a friend, a teammate, a smile, a future. A life still unfolding. Yet somehow, in those final moments, as Henry cried out, I can't breathe. He breathed life into all of us. He breathed life into conversations we were too afraid to have. He breathed life into communities that had drifted apart. He breathed life into people who had forgotten that somebody else's child is still our child too. I can't breathe. Those words should have ended there, but they didn't. Because now they travel, now they move, now they awaken. And somewhere deep within this nation, a lion has opened its eyes, a British lion. Not a lion of politics, not a lion of division, but a lion of protection, of courage, of responsibility, of unity. A lion asking all of us the same question. What are you going to do now? Because Henry's story cannot simply be another headline, another photograph, another name, another week, another memory. No. His story must become change. Real change. Lasting change. The kind of change that protects the next young boy, the next young girl, our children, the next generation. The kind of change that means our children can walk home safely. The kind of change that means our grandchildren inherit something better than we did. I can't breathe. Yet somehow Henry's voice has become the breath behind the movement, the breath behind the conversation, the breath behind the country, beginning to look at itself and ask difficult questions. The breath behind people who may have never met him, yet now carry his name in their hearts. And perhaps that is the miracle of Henry. That although Henry only lived 18 years, his legacy will live far longer. In every young person protected, in every family brought together, in every community strengthened, in every life changed. I can't breathe. Those words broke our hearts, but they also woke us up. And now the greatest tribute we can offer is not anger, not hatred, not blame, but unity. Because divided, we argue. Divided, we point fingers. Divided, we stay stuck. But united we protect. United, we listen. United, we build. United, we change. So let this be Henry's legacy. Let his name become a reminder that every child matters, every family matters, every community matters. Let his name remind us that we belong to one another. And let his life, however short, leave a mark so powerful that generations yet unborn will benefit from the change that began here. I can't breathe. The words that marked his final moments, yet through those words, Henry breathed life into all of us. And as long as we stand together, as long as we unite, and as long as we refuse to forget, Henry will never truly stop breathing. For he lives now in purpose, in courage, in change, in hope, and in a kingdom, our kingdom, finally learning to breathe as one. Thank you, Henry.